Someone asked me, a friend in Holland, about reactivity on my Roman program. So here, you can see that's in the 50s, and I'll tell you what I'm using now. Reactive 1.5. I'm using the silencer on 0, by the way. So now I'm going to come back. I'm going to go to reactivity. I'm going to take that to 3. Okay, go back and we're going to do a noise cancel, just so it's fair. Okay, back down. That's scraping the grass. Look, it's not even picking it up. Not picking it up. Okay, so we agree with that. Target's just there. So now we're going to go that back to reactivity. Going to take that back down to 1.5. Go back. We're going to do a noise cancel again. Let's go. Okay, sorry, wrong one I pushed there. Right, noise cancel done. I'll try and get that so you can see the screen. Let me just adjust that. So you can hear that in there. When I go to reactivity, so you can see it there. But if I go to that reactivity again, back on there, 3, noise cancel on that. Good. I'm hitting the grass. It's jumping all over the place. So again, back in there, reactivity 1.5, back. And that's on, go back there, 1.5, scroll down, auto response, discrimination 17, 5 tones, silencer is on 0. So what we're going to do is we're going to take it to 1. In fact, let's take the silencer up to 2, see if that improves. do a noise cancel. I don't always do a noise cancel, but we'll do it for the video point of view. Okay, and come back. I'm struggling to get a signal on that silencer like it is. So expert silencer, go down to 1. And we'll push the noise cancel. So there is on its basic on its depth, so I'm getting that. You can see 51. That's a core flat to the floor. Let's take that silencer to 0. The conditions are getting dry now, so let's go discrim, expert, silencer 0. Back it off. Noise cancel for the exercise. Back, let's do that again. Noise cancel. Okay. Try to swing this and hold the camera. So again, that's detection depth. And last time, going back to that reactivity, scroll down, sensitivity. In fact, I'll tell you what we're going to do. But the problem is, by doing this, you'll make the machine slightly unstable by pushing that sensitivity up. It becomes quite noisy. We'll do that in a minute to give a point out. Reactivity 3. Right, let's take it up to 5, shall we? Just so that you can noise cancel. And now so we're looking at very fast reactivity. There's nothing there. Nothing at all. No, nothing. So the higher the reactivity, you lose depth. So what I do is, I take that back down. Oops, go back to that program again, sorry. Reactivity 2.5, we can give that a go. See how we get on with that, which is some people's sweet spot. I use 1.5 to be fair. I know the Techno program uses 3, hence the reason why I try and use 3. So that's jumping all over the place, as in all the fluctuation of numbers. Go to 1.5, back, still noise cancel again. Okay, let's go there. So you can see it's still in the 50s. That is detectable depth, as I said, hence reasons why I use a 1.5 reactivity. And then, if you iron there, noise there. Target there, 64. Walking to my target, you can hear that one. So I have got ground noise all around here. We're going to pop that out now. So I'm going to pop that out. We're going to just dig that out, and I'll tell you what depth we had that at, because I've got inches on the, it's down there. So on that there, and don't forget it's quite dry conditions as well. So we're coming to the top of the trail there, right, just there. If I roll that over here, I can zoom into that, I can see it. So that's 4 inches to there. So look at that, 5. We're looking at about 6 inches. So 5, about 6 inches, maybe just over, on that hammered. Now I'm going to show you this hammered, because it is quite a hard one to, it's, I don't know, I've done this test with people on digs before, and their programs are not hitting it, and I'll show you what the hammered is. There it is. So it's not the smallest hammered in the world, it is broken, but I can tell you now, I use this as my test piece, and I ain't got the fattest fingers, to be fair, but I use that. I know that that's on my limit on my coil in dry conditions, and I'm still getting that. If I'm raising the reactivity, I lose that a little bit. And again, don't forget, on the coils, you do, the bigger the coil, you do gain a little bit, but you're covering, if there's a target next to it that's iron, that's going to mask it as well. So reactivity is your friend. I said I use 1.5 on my Roman program. A lot of people out there are using 3 and above, but you do lose that little bit. And for me, you know, when I'm out, a lot of the sites you go on, if you go on digs with people, those fields have been done and done and done and done. And so if you're just detecting the first 3 or 4 inches, you're just looking maybe for the odd thing they've missed. But a lot of people don't detect the way I'm detecting. So if you're going down that bit more, all right, you've got to slow it down a little bit and work it, but you've got more chance of pulling up the goodies. With the Deus one, what you've got to look at is that you've got, if you change the silence or the reactivity, they keep changing, so you need to go back into the settings on that. If not, they change. For instance, on the Deus 2 though, I've not found that problem. If I'm going reactivity, let's go menu, auto response, in there, notch, silencer is 0. So even though I changed it, it didn't change on the reactivity. On the Deus 1, if you're using the Deus 1, if you change 1, it swaps it in there, so you've got to keep checking it to make sure it's what you want it on. If not, you adjust the reactivity, it adjusts the silencer. That's on the Deus 1. I don't know with the latest software updates on the Deus 1, but definitely on the older versions that would happen. So that's one thing to keep an eye out on the Deus 1. Both great machines. I said the Deus 1, I personally feel it punches a little bit more deeper, but the D-scrim is not as good. I hope this video helps, and just talk a little bit more about the Roman program. I'll give it to you again, so you know my silencer 0, 1.5 reactivity, auto response 4. You can take it up to 5 to enhance that system, that sound. I use high square to give it a bit more advanced. I find that if you try to use sensitivity, the machine gets too twitchy. You can, but it's just too twitchy. It's not an enjoyable experience. So I found 94 is a sweet spot. I use 17, I will drop down to 12, and if I'm on a really iron infested site, I'll whack it up to 25, just to give it a little bit of discriminate some of the crap and get in there. Sensitivity 94, and that's all the settings there, 40 kilohertz. Okay, If you've been watching and you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. And obviously we bring out different things and different motions about the machine, how I understand it, how I use it, and how I try and get the best out of it. As I said, we all want to go out metal detecting. I want everyone to find, hence reasons why I post videos to do my findings. Other people are linked to certain groups, certain manufacturers, so they're using promotion and everything else. I don't do that. I'm independent. It's just what I find to share with all those out there, beginners or people who've been using the machine who don't like to play with the settings. I'm doing this just to give them some idea with the machine. So again, push the back button there, hit that button, press and hold for noise cancel. I never ground balance, to be fair. I proved that in my other videos that it made no difference, and sometimes it can make the machine worse. I call this my Roman program, only because I like finding Roman coins, and I find this program works well with that, as well as the hammers. So again, if you're out today, good luck. Hope you find some stuff, and if you do, if you're on our channel, please, give us a like, give us a subscribe, and any comments are much appreciated. Thank you. Bye.